Hey, welcome to the Adventures of Ed and Serenity. We're here today to talk about first-time cruisers. We've got some tips. You're sitting at home in your above-ground pool. You're thinking about booking that first cruise. Well, we've got some tips for you. First of all, use an experienced travel agent or talk to somebody who has done a lot of cruise travel. There's a lot of tips and pointers they can give you to help you get the cheapest fare. You can also go on the company's website. All the cruise lines have a website. You can go on one and just search around. Sometimes changing your dates just a week can save you hundreds of dollars, and that's a good tip. Oftentimes when we start looking for booking a cruise, we will check around different dates and things like that, and sometimes we'll find a cruise 7 days out of New Orleans. It'll be $1,000. Maybe a week or two later, it'd be $700 out of Galveston. Well, we're good with driving to either one of those two ports, so we can book the less expensive one, saving about $300. Inside cabin versus balcony cabin. We generally will book an inside cabin unless it's just a really good deal on a balcony. Now, this is a personal preference. I would rather cruise more often and stay in an inside cabin. Balcony cabins can cost you $300, $400, $500, $600 a week. They are nice to have, but you got to question whether the expense is worth it or not. Driving to the port or flying to the port. You know, if you're fortunate enough to live close to a port, then driving to a port makes perfect sense. We personally, we're in the Midwest. We're about 12 hours to two different ports. We can drive to New Orleans, we can drive to Galveston, and we often do that, and that makes it a really easy solution for us. If you're going to fly to the port, recommend that you fly in, or drive in for that matter, the day before. Wake up the day of your cruise refreshed and ready to take on the day. If you fly the same day, you're worried about whether you're going to make it or not if something gets delayed, as air travel often does. And then you get on board and you're exhausted from being up since, too damn early. And that first day of the trip is just spent recovering from the flight. So travel in the day before. Always a good idea to help maximize your enjoyment while you're on your trip. Other things you can do to save some money if you are driving, book a hotel the night before that has like a park and fly special. They call it a park and cruise special. For instance, we were down in Galveston just a few months back. We stayed at a Holiday Inn Express right there on the seawall. Right next door to that was the Galveston Hotel. Parked there for $20, took a $15 Uber over to the cruise port, saved us a lot of money, because parking at a cruise port can cost you, hundreds of dollars. We parked in Miami here just a couple of weeks ago, and it was $185 to park for 7 nights. It's just crazy what some of these cruise ports will charge. But a hotel that has a cruise package, oftentimes they do a shuttle to the cruise as well. It just makes a lot of sense. Drink package. Do I buy the drink package? Don't I buy the drink package? You can check out our blog on that, where we talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the cruise drink package. Basically, it's simple math. Determine how much you drink, how much the drink package is going to cost you, and then go from there. If it makes sense, buy it. If it doesn't make sense, then go a la carte. There's also lots of places on the ship where you can get a drink every once in a while. The art auction, for example, they pass out free champagne. Oftentimes in the stores, they have rum tasting, they have tequila tasting. There's other events around the ship where there'll be drinks that you can enjoy at no charge. So you can get by if you look around and not spend a ton of money. Other things are excursions. A lot of times excursions are super expensive on the cruises. Now, Carnival's gotten pretty reasonable with theirs. Some of the other cruise lines are quite a bit higher. We typically will do our excursions outside of the cruise line. You'll get them done a lot cheaper. And as far as safety and security goes, you're always more safe to go with an excursion from the cruise ship. But if you're careful, you make sure you're going to be back an hour before the ship sails, and you go with a reputable excursion provider. They're going to get you back to the ship on time. We've cruised literally dozens of times using non-cruise line affiliates for our excursions, and knock wood, have never had any issues with that. Other places that you can save money is making sure that you have everything that you need when you go on board. Hit the Walgreens in your port city. We never go on a cruise and don't have to hit the Walgreens the night before, because we always forget something. But get that stuff before you get on board. It's going to be a little cheaper. Make sure you have all those things that you're going to need. And that's going to save you a little bit of money and save you some time not having to run around the ship or run around in port trying to find sunscreen or trying to find, cold medicine or trying to find cream because you got a rash or something like that. It'll just save you a lot. Or aloe. Be sure you bring aloe. That sun is hot. You're going to want some after sun care for sure. So these are just a few tips for those first time cruisers that will help you maximize your trip and enjoy it. Follow our blog for more of this type of information. Book that cruise. Get all the memories that you can. I've never heard somebody come back from vacation and say, darn, I wish I hadn't have done that. It's a good way to build those memories and spend that money so the kids don't get it. Have a great day. What's your next adventure?